Welcome back everyone. If you're watching my videos for the very first time, my name is Hossam El Reyes and I specialize in designing websites on the WordPress platform. Today, we're going to talk about the WordPress control panel. Last time, we discussed how to install WordPress on a Hostinger server step by step. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend you check it out. In this session, we'll be getting familiar with the WordPress administrative dashboard. As we mentioned right at the start, when we first discussed WordPress, we understood it functions much like an operating system, and this right here is its dedicated control panel. The specific area we are currently viewing is WordPress's main welcome screen, and you'll notice that we are presently situated on the dashboard itself. If we were to click on the home option, it would simply bring us back to this very same location. This is the welcome screen, and as we know, WordPress, much like an operating system, functions with both themes and plugins. So in this area, which is designated as updates, we can see notifications indicating that there are some available updates. If we click on this section, we will now be presented with the first part, which specifically refers to plugins. Right here, you'll notice there are several installed plugins that currently have available updates ready for installation. You can easily perform these necessary updates by simply clicking on this specific area and then proceeding to press the Update Plugin button. Furthermore, if we just scroll down a little bit further on this very page, you will discover that we also have various themes listed right here. And in this specific scenario, if there's an existing theme that has updates available for it, we will definitely see notifications, much like the ones we observed earlier for the various plugins. And just to give you a clear example, I'm going to proceed right now to update one of these particular add-ons. I'll simply click directly here, and then I will choose to select just one single plugin from the list. And these are the plugins you might find installed by default when you set up WordPress. After that, I will click on this button. And as you can clearly see right here in front of us, the plugin has now been successfully updated. And if we were to go back into this particular area once again, and then we scroll down, you'll notice that the plugin which was just updated is no longer visible here because it has already been updated. After that, we will then proceed to the post section. When I click on posts, I'll see all the articles here, and it's easy to add a new post by clicking add post here. Then we'll see this interface, the default one for WordPress. There's an easier interface than this one. We'll talk about it later. So, if I were to write, for instance, any title for the post, and then I click right here on the publish button, and then I click here just one more time, my post will then be successfully published. And if I proceed to click right here on the WordPress icon, I'll come back here again to find that the post has been published. There's also a tab here which is called Pages. When I clicked on Pages, I found that there's a default page already present here with me. As for the difference between posts and pages, posts can be used for content that is large and frequently changing. For example, on news websites, we typically upload news stories as individual posts. As for pages, they can be specifically designated for static content, like the home page or contact pages that have contact forms or the services offered or profile pages. And usually, when we visit any website, we find the main menu at the top, which is the navigation bar. This menu is made up of a collection of pages. Now, let's go to media. In this section, we can view all the media uploaded to the site, including images, compressed files, or videos. Now, let's go to comments. So, this particular section here is responsible for the management of all comments. For instance, if a specific article has been published and then one of the visitors decides to leave a comment on that very article, you can then manage that comment directly from this location, either to give it your approval or to reject it entirely. Now, as for the tab that is specifically designated for appearance, this particular tab allows us to control and manage all of the various features. And throughout this comprehensive course, we will be designing the entire website meticulously, step by step, without relying on any pre-made or ready-to-use templates, ensuring that we fully acquire and master this essential skill completely. So, if you proceed to click on themes right here, this specific area will then open up for us, and it is precisely responsible for the installation of the desired theme. For instance, right here, I have this particular theme which is named 2025. And there's also another theme that's already installed right here called Hello Elementor. Now, if you wish to explore a wider range of themes or perhaps install some themes that aren't currently present, you simply need to click right here on the Add Theme button. And from this point, you'll be able to install absolutely any theme you desire. For example, there's a very popular theme called Astra, and you'll find it right here. And if you don't happen to see it, you can simply type its name into the search bar right here. After that, I'll just hover my mouse over the theme and then click on the install button. Then I will proceed to click activate. And now the theme is all set and ready for me to use. And as we discussed previously, the theme is primarily responsible for the entire visual presentation of the website, including elements like the color scheme, font size, and of course the font family. Now, for our purposes in this course, we will be specifically working with a particular theme that is known as Hello Elementor. You can go ahead and click on the Add Theme button right now, and then you'll need to search for this exact theme, which is called Hello Elementor. Then you click on activate, and now this theme has been successfully activated for me. And one of the tips when you're using this theme is not to keep the other themes because you won't be using them. Therefore, I will click on this theme, then I'll click delete, and then I'll click OK. I'm going to repeat the steps again for this because I don't need it. So, this particular theme is going to be my main one moving forward. However, for the theme settings, such as design and customize, we won't need to manage them from this point. We will be addressing the customize feature in the future, and we will also be dealing with the menu section, which allows us to create various lists that will be displayed on our own website. We'll set that aside for now, and then we'll move on to plugins. Plugins are essentially software programs that we utilize to assist us in carrying out specific tasks. The advantage of WordPress is that we can perform all the required tasks without any coding. For example, I'll start by deleting all the plugins that were automatically installed with WordPress. I'll click here to select all the plugins, then click here and select delete, then apply, and finally OK. I am now going to refresh this page, and once it has finished refreshing, you will see that all of the extensions have been removed just like this. Now I will explain a few of the uses for these extensions. For instance, if we were to navigate over here to the articles section and then click on the All Articles link to open it up in a brand new tab. Following that, I'm going to click on the Edit button so that I can edit the article. As I was just mentioning a brief moment ago, this particular interface is actually quite good, but we might find it to be a little bit challenging to work with effectively. So what I'm going to do is navigate over to the Plugins tab and then proceed to install our very first plugin from this location. I am now going to go ahead and perform a search for a specific plugin that is widely known as the Classic Editor. Once I have finished typing the words Classic Editor into the search bar right here, this specific plugin will appear on the screen. I am going to go ahead and install it right now. After that, I will click on the Activate button in order to enable the plugin. Now, I am going to navigate back to the Post tab and click on the Update button. Once the plugin has been fully activated, you will notice that this entire interface has changed to become much simpler and significantly easier for you to use on a daily basis. Right here, you will find a dedicated space where you can write your article title. Here is the permalink field, and right over here is the main content area. You are able to publish the article right here, and you can also choose to add specific categories for your article. For instance, if this happens to be a sports website, you can add categories based on the specific types of articles required, such as player news, match results, and so forth. If we scroll further down the page, we will find the tags field where we can add some relevant keywords for our content. We will also find the featured image section located right here, which allows us to easily add a representative image to the article. Additionally, if we scroll back up to the very top and click right here, we can display some new fields such as the excerpt option. Now, if we happen to click right here once more and then scroll down the page, we will discover that the excerpt field, which is primarily responsible for displaying the specific article description, has finally appeared right here. That was just a very quick overview of the various plugins we can utilize without needing any extra effort or complex coding, and moving forward, we will be incorporating other powerful plugins that will assist us in designing a truly professional website. For instance, if we take a closer look at the various tools available here, we will quickly discover that they are actually quite limited in their functionality. If we find that we require additional tools, such as those for font size or color control, we can simply navigate back to the plugin section, click on the Add Plugin button, and then search for Classic Editor once more to install it. Next, I am going to scroll down the page until I reach this specific plugin, which is called the Advanced Editor tool. I will click on the Install Now button, then I will click on the Activate button. If we go back here and click Refresh, we will see the update. we'll find that the tools here have become much more numerous and usable. Now we'll explain the admin menu found in the WordPress control panel. We'll come back to this area again. After we navigated to the plugin section and installed some add-ons from this specific area. When we clicked on Add Plugins, we then installed various extensions directly from the WordPress library. If you wish to install an external plugin that isn't readily available here, such as premium or paid add-ons from this control panel, we simply click right here on Upload Plugin. Following that, we will select the specific file that you intend to upload, and then you'll need to proceed by clicking on the Install Now button. And also, if we were to navigate back once again to the Appearance menu, then click on Themes, and then right up here at the top, we would click on Add Theme, and finally click on Upload Theme. We're going to locate this particular box, which will allow us to upload a theme as well. Now, we'll move on to Users. And within this particular list, we are going to discover all of the subscribers, or indeed every single member who currently holds an active account on my personal website. At this very moment, there is only a single account present, and that is the account belonging to the website's administrator. Should you wish to proceed with adding a brand new member, then all you need to do is simply click right here. And these fields are available for you to fill in. Any field that has the word required written right next to it, then for this field, you absolutely must input this information. However, any fields that do not have the word required next to them can be safely ignored. For example, you have the option to input both the username and email for the user you intend to add. Also, you can select the language this user will utilize right here, and you can automatically generate a strong password by clicking this button. And finally, if you choose to select this checkbox, a notification will be dispatched to the email address associated with this particular member. Moving on to the role section, this specific part dictates the member's level of authority or their designated rank. For instance, should you wish for them to be designated as an administrator, they will then possess the ability to manage and control every single aspect of this entire website precisely as you do. An editor can make changes to the website but will not have complete access to it. The author will be responsible for writing articles. As for customer and subscriber, these are the memberships that have absolutely no access to the website. There are simply ordinary members who utilize the website, and that's the extent of it. A registration form can be easily added to the site, eliminating the need to manually add members from this section. When a visitor accesses the platform, they can complete a field to establish their own personal account, which will make the website appear much more professional in its overall usage. Now, we have a specific field located here that is designated as Tools. This particular field is something we rarely use, and for the most part, we avoid using it because it presents several options that are not currently in use. The most significant aspect among these available choices is the site health functionality. I'm going to click on this, then you just click Leave right here. Within Site Health, the current status of my website is displayed along with any existing issues. You can then review these specific problems either by clicking here or by clicking here. For example, what you'll find here are some helpful instructions rather than actual problems. At this stage, it is asking me to add a few plugins that help to speed up the site, which are known as cache plugins. Now, we are going to move on to the settings section of the website interface. Within the settings menu located right here, we have the full ability to manage and control our official website name. Furthermore, right here in the tagline section, we can input a descriptive summary of our site. Finally, regarding the site icon, we are able to upload a custom graphic that will appear in browser tabs and search engines, effectively replacing the default icon that you currently see displayed at the very top of the page, which is quite helpful for our overall branding. If I scroll further down the page, I will find my website links as well as the site administrator's contact email address. I will also find the membership option located here, which allows all visitors to create their own personal accounts. So I will click right here to enable the membership features for the site. Additionally, in this section, you are able to configure the default rank assigned to all new members joining your platform. Typically, it is standard practice for a newly registered member to be assigned either a subscriber or a customer rank. Moving along, this area allows you to manage your website's primary language, while this section lets you adjust the date and time settings. Finally, right here, you have full control over the specific format used for displaying dates. Once I have finished configuring all of these various settings, I will go ahead and click on the Save Changes button. You will find additional settings located right here under the Writing tab, such as the default post category or perhaps the default post format. In any case, for the time being, we are going to leave all of the settings here exactly as they currently are. Now I am going to move right along to the Reading section of the menu to continue. From this specific location, you are able to exert control over various settings. For instance, the total number of posts displayed on each individual page. We are going to leave the remainder of the setting exactly as they currently are because we intend to manage them in a much more straightforward fashion. If you take a moment to scroll further down the page, you will discover additional settings such as the discussion section. You are welcome to explore these options at your leisure, as well as the media and permalinks sections. Starting from the permalink settings page right here, I am going to select the ideal link structure for my website. Major search engines like Google really prefer this specific format as it ends with the actual post name or the title of my article. Finally, I will scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the button that says Save Changes. Finally, if you take a moment to scroll down, you will notice we have this specific button right here, which allows you to pin the admin menu in place just like this. Furthermore, if you decide to click on that same button once more, the menu will automatically revert back to exactly how it was before. At this particular point in time, I'm going to go ahead and close out all of these various browser tabs just like this. Then I will scroll all the way back up to the very top and I will click right here on the site name, and then I will proceed to click on View Site. Now that my site has finally opened up, it is going to look exactly like this, and as we can all clearly see, our website is currently completely and entirely empty. I am going to go ahead and close this current browser tab, and then I will navigate back to the main dashboard page. With that step completed, we have now successfully gained a comprehensive and clear overview of the entire WordPress dashboard interface. Moving forward into the next lesson, we are going to explore various page sections and begin the exciting process of designing the very first part of our website, which is the header. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to stay updated.